제자국제크리스천학교고요. 오클라호마 주 시티, 오클라호마 시티의 근처에 있는 아주 가까운 그런 학교고요. 또 미국에서 10대 가장 안전한 시티로 뽑힌 그 지역에 있는데요. 그래서 아주 안전한 곳이고 또 장학금에 대해서 많이 여쭤봤는데 한편은 아닌 것 같아요. 16,000불이고 1년에 16,000불이에요. 매우 싼 편인데 4년 동안 45,000불을 장학금으로 주는 프로그램이 있어요. 근데 이건 딱 2명을 뽑는데요. 전 유학생 중에서, 전 세계에 있는 유학생들 중에서요. 근데 이 장학금은 GPA가 3만대로 준다고 하는데요. 그 이유는 학생의 성적을 보는 게 아니라 그 학생의 리더십을 보는 거예요. 그래서 얼마나 많은 대외 활동을 했고 또 어떻게 리더십을 발휘했는지. 그래서 저희는 이제 얘기할 때 사무엘, 우리 학생회장이니까 사무엘 얘기도 좀 하고 했는데 이제 많이 알아봐 주시고 저에게 또 알려주신다고 하셨어요. 네. 그러면 우리 다 같이 박수로 환영하겠습니다.
안녕하세요. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, good. Thank you so much. You're so kind. Too kind. My name is Weldon, and I'm the manager of our Korea office. So I currently live in Seoul, and I'm lived in Korea for about 7 years now. I originally came to Korea as an English teacher. I taught 1 year in a hagwon in a small city not far from here called Miryang. Many of you might know Miryang. And so I lived in Miryang for a year, and then I also lived in Kimhae and Busan. Now for 4 years I lived in Seoul. So I really enjoyed Korea. But before I came to Korea, I grew up in Oklahoma. And that's my home. And I also graduated from the University of Central Oklahoma. So it's also my home university as well. So I'm really excited to come here and talk to you about my home and my home university. A little bit later, I might tell you a little bit of my story of how I got to UCO and how I came to Korea. But before I talk too much, I just want to show you a video so you can see. Alright? Seeing is better than listening. So, if we can start the video, we'll watch a short video about the university, okay?
Yeah.
video, and we're able to see a little bit about what our university is like. Let's test this and see if it works. Okay, there we go. Okay, so just to give you a little bit of history about our university. Don't worry, not a long one. Nothing boring. But we were founded in the year 1890, and we were the first university in Oklahoma. Actually, we are older than Oklahoma. We became a university before Oklahoma became a state in the United States. So we were originally founded to train teachers, actually. That was our number one, that was our first college, was education. So we were established to train teachers for the new territory. You can kind of see some old construction and pictures and things. And this is our very first building. So we had our first building built. It's called Old North. You'll see it in campus. It has a clock and it dings every noon or something like that. But the president's office is there and things. We have about a medium-sized campus. If you compare all campuses in the U.S. for U.S. universities, our campus is pretty medium-sized. It's not so big, but it's not really small either. Bigger than this school, that's for sure. But anyways, you can easily walk around. We have about 16,000 students in our university. So again, it's about a medium-sized university as far as students go. Many big schools have more than 40,000 students. We have about 16,000. And about 1,000 of those students are international students. And those students come from around 80 different countries, actually. So we do have a lot of international students at our school. And actually the great thing is our international students are from a lot of different countries. And that was really something very interesting for me. Because I grew up in the countryside in Oklahoma, and my hometown, the population of my hometown is only 4,500 people total, as everybody. And my high school, we had 400 people for 4 grades, so each grade was 100 people, and average. So when I went to UCO, what was really interesting for me was I was able to meet friends from all over the world. And as I've been able to travel to some countries, in Korea or Taiwan or Malaysia and those places, I'm able to meet my friends from UCO and we meet together. And about 2 years ago, I went to Taipei in Taiwan, and I got to meet my first international friend that I ever had at UCO. He's from Taiwan, and we had dinner together. And it was a really great experience to be able to had met him in Oklahoma and then had dinner with him in his hometown in Taiwan. So that's one of the great aspects I felt at UCO as a student, was there were so many opportunities to meet people from all over the world. It's very international. And so that was great. Yeah, here's the 80 different countries. This is just a map of where our students come from. You can see all over the world. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about majors. What kind of majors we offer. We actually have about 124 different majors in our campus. So these are just kind of popular ones for international students, but these are not all of them. Okay, I can send you some information to give you all of the majors that we have, so that you have that. But business is pretty popular for students, especially among Korean students. Also in math and sciences, we have really good engineering programs, biomedical engineering especially, and we also have a design college, College of Fine Arts and Design. We have one of the top theater arts programs in the US, and we have a really good design college. So if you're interested in graphic design or interior design, this is something that is interesting. And liberal arts is good. That's the college I graduated from. I studied, my major in college was communication, and it's actually focusing on psychology and sociology. it's kind of like almost like counseling in a sense. I took a lot of different kinds of classes on that. So that was my major, and we also, of course, have Education College. That's our largest college, and that's our regional college university. And finally, you can see down there, I think you saw in the video, they were doing some kind of fingerprints, like CSI kind of stuff, right? And we have that major. That's actually our #1 major at our university. And the director of that program used to be in charge of the FBI laboratory. And he's very famous because he was the first person in the US to verify DNA evidence could be used in a courtroom. So he's actually a super famous guy, but he's also a very nice guy. And our Forensic Science Institute is really interesting. With forensic science, you have to do 2 majors. You have to study forensic science, and you also have to study something else. But it can be any major in the university, actually. So it doesn't matter what you study along with forensic science. And you can get 2 degrees, actually. You can get 2 degrees, not just 1. So it's a really interesting major. And if you're interested in that, we can talk more about that, or I can send you some more information. We'll skip this part. Okay, going. Okay, so you may wonder a little bit about the quality of the university. Is it a good school? What kind of accreditations do you have? So these are a list of our accreditations. Accreditation is, how can I explain accreditation? It's always very difficult. But basically, these are organizations that check the quality of the schools in the US, right? So in the US, we do it by major and by school. So you can see some of these are for the majors. So this is for engineering. This is the top engineering accreditation. So that means that the engineering programs have very high quality. This is for business. This is the top business school accreditation. Actually, this is pretty tough to get. So if you see like Harvard Business School, Stanford Business School, they all have this accreditation, same as our business school. We just recently got it. So we worked really hard. You can see some other ones for nursing and dietetics, and this is for our school. So if you're interested to learn more about the programs and what their ranking, or not ranking, but accreditation is, we can send that information to you. So these are just a few of our kind of rankings. I'll skim through these a little bit, but we were in the top 10 ranking where students feel most engaged. I'm going to talk a little bit about that, about our educational philosophy in just a moment. But we were ranked as a Tier 1 university as well. Again, the engineering, physics, engineering programs have been ranked pretty high. And our biomedical engineering was listed as a top 50 value in the US. And we have really great education programs. #1 jazz ensemble in the United States. So if you like jazz, you can apply to that. We have a good debate team. And our theater arts program was just ranked in the top 10 recently at the magazine. So we do have good theater arts programs. So this is where I want to talk a little bit about what is our sort of philosophy for education at the university. And this conference we just held recently is a very good example of this. At our university, we really focus on giving students the opportunities to do research. Usually you do research with your professor when you're studying a master's degree or PhD, right? But in UCO, we try to give many opportunities to undergraduate students to do projects and to do research with professors. So our educational philosophy is to be very engaged. We call it transformative learning. So when you go to class, you're not just listening to the lecture. Your professors are giving you some project to work on with maybe a group. And you need to learn by doing stuff, not just by listening to things, okay? Which is more fun, I think. However, it's also a little bit more work sometimes. Right now, I'm also studying my master's degree in Seoul, and I took a class, and we had to do a simulation game for marketing class. It was really fun, but it was more work than any other class that I did. So every day I was really excited and really tired too. But at the same time, I learned a lot from that experience because the professor didn't just sit up there and tell us how to do it. We actually did it. And we competed with our classmates, and we were struggling and trying to figure out what was wrong. So these are the kinds of experiences that you can have at UCO. And this conference was the National Conference of Undergraduate Research, and we just held it in our campus this year. Yeah, some of our MBA students have won national prizes. Again, we had the UCO, or the U.S. Professor of the Year in 2008, I think, Dr. Wei Chen. These are just some kind of famous people that graduated from our school. You saw this guy in the video. He's the CEO of AT&T. AT&T is like SK Telecom in Korea. So he graduated from our school, and now he's the CEO. This guy, I think, is some kind of UFC fighter. I never heard of him, but I guess he's pretty good. This is our Dean of our Forensic Science College. Remember I told you the guy that's really famous? Yeah, that's him. And we just have a new governor, so former governor. And this one is Miss America 2007, graduated from our school. And her major was communication, and I actually got to take one class with her when I was at UCO. So I always mention that I took class with Miss America. But yeah, these are some places where our international students are able to either get internships or jobs after they graduate. Most students are able to work at least 1 year after they graduate. And if the company really wants to keep you, then they might be able to sponsor your visa to stay. But you can see our students have been able to work in a lot of different companies and get experience as well. So, all right, let's talk about where Oklahoma is. You may not know where Oklahoma is, but thankfully you have a map outside with your students who graduated and went to the U.S. So you can now go find Oklahoma. It's right here. So I know you have one of your seniors in Missouri, and that is right here. So there's Oklahoma right there. Okay. And we are located in Oklahoma City, which is the capital city of Oklahoma. Okay. And in another city called Edmond. So I'm going to talk about Edmond in just a moment, but I want to talk first about the weather. That's important too. So we have 4 seasons at UCO. We have spring. It's very much like Korea, actually. And actually very similar to like this area or like the Busan area, Gyeongsang area. We have this pretty similar weather. Okay. So you can see it's pretty nice in the spring. In the summer, it gets a bit hot, but it's not so humid. Korea is very humid, and Oklahoma is not so humid. Okay, it's very dry. I know that around here is one of the hottest places in Korea. I used to live in Miryang. That might be the hottest place in Korea, I think. I know. But yeah, this area I know is quite hot. So I think if you can handle here, you'll be fine in Oklahoma. And fall is very nice and a little bit short, just like in here. And then winter, actually winter is closer to this area. So we get snow maybe 1 or 2 times per year, not much. Okay. And when it snows in Oklahoma, nobody knows what to do. Everything shuts down. We cancel school. We cancel everything and just stay home. You know, it's just a little bit of snow. Okay, so yeah, we don't really handle snow well, but somebody took a nice picture of the snow, so that's why we put it up there. But usually it doesn't snow. Okay, let me talk about Edmond really quickly. Edmond is was ranked the #1 suburban city in the U.S. So Edmond is like just right outside of Oklahoma City. I don't know how to explain it through the towns here, but if I'm in Busan, I usually tell them it's like a Yangsan or Gimhae. And in Seoul, I tell them it's like Gundam. If anybody knows Gundam in Seoul, Edmond is like Rungam, so just right outside the city. And most importantly, Edmond was ranked one of the top 10 safest cities in America by the FBI. So that's really one great quality of our school. It's a very safe place to study. When you go to different universities in America, there are different types of communities. So sometimes they have what we call a campus town. Campus town means that the university is the main point of the entire town. So when the classes are going on, there are a lot of people, a lot of things going on. And during the summer vacation, nobody's there. Nobody's there. But Edmond is not a campus town, okay? So it's more residential. There are a lot of families living there, so it's more like a normal town. So the university is just kind of part of the community there. So it's a really nice place to live. And you can just get to downtown Oklahoma City in about 20 minutes. So in 20 minutes you can go downtown, you can watch NBA basketball, you can watch some minor league baseball. So we don't have Major League, MLB, we have minor league, but our team in Oklahoma City is affiliated with LA Dodgers. So sometimes the LA Dodgers players, if they get injured, they come to Oklahoma City and they'll play a few games before they go back to the team in LA. So I know LA Dodgers lost this year to Boston, but anyways, if you enjoy baseball, you can do that. We do have a public bus that's free for students. However, the public transportation in Oklahoma is not like Korea, okay? Not at all. So it runs every 20 minutes. So honestly, the best way to travel in Oklahoma, of course you can take the bus, but the second one is to buy a car or make many American friends who have a car. And they will drive you around. No, really, I'm serious. They will really help you. I did that when I was a student. I had a car, and many of my international friends, they couldn't drive. So sometimes I would pick them up and take them to like McDonald's to get some food late at night while they're studying, or take them to like the supermarket to get some stuff. So yeah, it's a good motivation to not just stick with Koreans and make American friends. You can get more rides. Okay. On our campus, we have dormitories, we have restaurants and coffee shops, we have Starbucks in our campus. It's much cheaper than Korea. Korean Starbucks is one of the most expensive in the world. So you can enjoy a much cheaper price in Oklahoma. Barnes & Noble bookstore, we have an Apple store in the campus, so you can get a student discount at the Apple store as well. So those are some kind of fun things you can do. We have free bike rentals and checkout, and iPads and laptops. Actually, our housing options, we have many different housing options. This is actually for next semester. They're doing a discount, but we're going to try to work together with your school to try to get some scholarship for you for dormitories. We do also have a fitness center. This is our fitness center. The whole thing. It's actually a United States Olympic and Paralympic training site. So, do you all know the Paralympics? Yeah, after the Olympics. Many of the Paralympic athletes in America are training here at UCO. So you'll see them training, especially volleyball. They have a city volleyball team. Every morning they practice, and they exercise. So the Wellness Center has 2 basketball courts inside, a running track, all kinds of weight machines and everything, and it's all free for you, so you don't need to pay for any membership. So you can go there as much as you want while you're studying. You can see some people exercising, lifting weights. We also have an international house. As I mentioned, we have many international students, so we have a UCO International House where we host a lot of different international events. Yeah, it's a great place to hang out. Many international students are there. And actually this weekend, we are hosting, not here, but outside of the campus, we're hosting the International Festival. And the International Festival is where we invite the people in Oklahoma City and Edmond to come and experience the different cultures that we have at UCO. And so there's a Korean Student Association, and they will be preparing some food. I don't know what they're going to make. I hope it's good. I hope it's not like shinramen or something. That should be better than that. And I think they're going to do maybe some performance to showcase the Korean culture. And there will be other countries there. So students from other countries, associations will also be showing their culture. So you can also go there to see what they have. They have different foods and performances. So yeah, we try to do a lot of different events. We also have, if you're not familiar, we actually have a supercomputer in our campus. So if you're interested in computers or computer science, we have a great computer science degree, and we actually do have all these different clubs. So the computer science club has they do different things in like robotics, education, and then they also do things like games. I know they do also computer games as well. And so all different kinds of things. Yeah, this is the supercomputer here. And you know, at UCO and in your university experience, wherever you go, you'll find that you'll learn a lot of things in the classroom, but also what's really important also is outside of the classroom, and what kind of experiences you get outside of the classroom will really help you. For me, I was kind of a shy person. I wasn't so shy, but not really super outgoing in high school. And when I went to university, I got a leadership scholarship. I think your teacher talked about it. I actually was blessed to get that scholarship. I may talk about that in just a moment. But it really forced me to get out and be involved in a lot of organizations. And it really changed my life as far as being more outgoing, being able to come and give presentations in front of people, and things like that. So outside the classroom, we have more than 250 clubs that you can join. And also, if there's not a club that you find that you like, you can make one yourself. So you can gather some students and make one. For me, I was involved in some sports clubs. I did soccer club when I was in college. And I also was involved in another club called International Christian Student Organization. So it was basically an organization for international students who were Christians, and we would get together and have worship, and we would also just have a speaker and eat together and enjoy fellowship. So there are many different clubs like that in campus. All of your different, anything you like, any of your hobbies, they probably have it. If they don't have it, we can make it, all right? We also run buddy programs, so you can we'll help you find a buddy when you first arrive or anytime. And this buddy program is where we match international students with American students. So it's a good opportunity for you to make your first international friend and hope that they have a car. They should. But anyways, it's a really good place to meet friends. And also what's really important as well is families. And we provide our international students with an opportunity to meet American families. Now you don't live with them, okay? You still have your university, you can live in the dormitory, you have your own schedule, which is good. You're a university student. However, you will get a chance to meet their children, you get a chance to interact with the family, and I think you'll find that you will learn a lot of culture and a lot of information by experiencing family life. Right? When I was in Korea, I learned so much just by being with my friends' families, and so yeah, it's a really great program. And both of these programs are free, and you can sign up for both if you want. Yeah, these are just some pictures of downtown Oklahoma City. I was talking a little bit. There's our baseball stadium over there. These are places you can go and eat or walk around. Little canal, downtown Oklahoma City. We have one tall building, just one. It's way taller than all the rest of them. but you'll find that in Korea everything is tall, but in Oklahoma everything is wide. Okay? As I mentioned, we do have NBA basketball, so you can watch the Oklahoma City Thunder play basketball just 20 minutes from our campus. And tickets are pretty affordable, so I recommend going there if you can. Information a little bit later, but this is the cost for the university. Now this is the cost for 1 year. 1 year's cost. That includes tuition, housing, meals. Okay. So these are the estimated costs. All right. But this does not include scholarship. Okay? And we do have some great scholarships that we offer for you. And these are the leadership scholarships that your teacher was talking about just earlier. And if any of you are interested in applying for this scholarship, I will be able to help give you some advice. Because as I mentioned, I was able to get this scholarship myself. Actually, my story was that when I was in high school, my plan was to go to a Christian university. And I was going to go there and study and maybe work in the church and do ministry. But about halfway through my senior year, I was praying and I just felt like God didn't want me to go there. I didn't know why. It was really weird, right? Why does God not want you to go to Christian university? It was kind of strange, but I just felt really strongly about that. So I told my mom, and my mom was not happy. She said, "Oh, we already planned." So I said, "Okay, Mom, I'm just going to apply for scholarships. And the scholarship, wherever I get the most money from the school, then I'm going to go there." So I said, "Okay." So I applied for many scholarships, and there was this leadership scholarship, and my mom said, "You have to apply for it." I said, "Mom, I'm not going to get the leadership scholarship. I'm not really a great leader." She said, "Just apply, just apply." Okay. All right, I'll apply. So I applied, and then I got a call a few weeks later that I made the interview. And one of my former classmates, high school classmates who got the scholarship, called me and gave me some advice. And I did the interview, and finally I was actually selected for the President's Leadership Scholarship. I still don't know how I got it, because they only selected 25 students, and there were about 500 students that applied for this scholarship in Oklahoma. So it was a really great blessing. And the same goes for this. This leadership scholarship is very competitive because we only select 2 for each one in the entire world. So among all international students, you will be competing for them. Okay? But I'll give you some advice. Of course, you have to write your own essays and make your own story and talk about your own experiences. But I can give you some tips, okay, on things you can put in your either essay or video or whatever you're doing. Okay? I like to help students because this scholarship was such a blessing to me. And through my experience at UCO, God allowed me to meet a lot of international students, and it led me to Korea. So I'm really happy to be here with you. And God sends us different ways that we don't expect sometimes. I'll skip through all this. This is my staff. Just to finish up really quickly, this is my staff. And we have a great staff in the university that's ready to help you. Almost all of them have lived abroad in different countries, and they know what it's like to live in another country. So this is my boss right here. He actually lived in Korea for 5 years, and he speaks Korean. Oh yeah, that's me. Okay, yeah, so we both speak Korean out of all of this here. So. All right, so I want to, depending on how much time we have, if you have any questions or if we have to move on, that's fine. But I want to thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you, and I hope it's the first time of
Is there an organic chemistry in school?
Yes, we have a chemistry program in the school. And chemistry is also one of the popular majors to study with the forensic science as well. Yeah. So, but yeah, we do have just general chemistry. Yeah. Good question. Yeah.
I want to know TOEFL requirement.
TOEFL requirement, good question. So we have two tests. You can take TOEFL or IELTS. And TOEFL is, the minimum score is 61. And IELTS overall 5.5. Yeah. However, that's the minimum score. And if you get higher, that's more opportunity for scholarship. So please study hard. Yeah, study hard and for the TOEFL. But yeah, that's those are the minimum requirements. And the GPA requirement is 2.75 out of 4.0 is the minimum score you can accept.
I was wondering, biology, medical engineering,
In more detail? Okay, I'll do my best. That was not my major, but basically biomedical engineering is, they're really focused on working on a lot of like machines for medical devices, using different types of biochemicals. There's also some nanotechnology, I believe, involved in that. So yeah, it's a really popular field of study. And the one thing I just got an email about the other day is that I didn't know this about our engineering programs, is that especially in biomedical engineering, what happens is in the last class, your very last class, what you do is they have projects from alumni, people who are working in companies, and they have some problem or project, and so the students are able to work together in the last class to work on a project and help some companies. So it's a really great experience. You're not just learning in the classroom again, you get to do something in real life. So yeah, if you still want some more information, I can get it for you. Sometimes it's hard for me to get the details. Yeah, thank you. Good question.
Psychology major.
Psychology major? Yes. So we have regular general psychology, and I believe we have counseling psychology. And then I always tell students, because my major that I studied is not really common. Actually, I didn't know about my major until I got to UCO. I never heard of it before. But my major is called interpersonal communication. Interpersonal just means between people. And so basically we use a lot of the same psychology theories and also a little bit in sociology, and we really focus in on communication. So I took classes in relationship communication, I took classes in conflict, mediation, different things like that. So depending on what you want to do with your psychology, if you want to go on to become a certified counselor, maybe psychology is good, but if you just want to work maybe in nonprofits, doing some ministry or mission work or nonprofit work, communication is also a good degree to have. It's very flexible, and you can do a lot of things with it. Good question. When is application deadline? We actually don't have an application deadline. Our deadline is your visa. We have to get everything done in time for you to get a visa. So I would say probably the latest is, I assume you will graduate in the spring semester, right? When is your graduation? In July? Okay, yeah. Then we need to probably get your application in by latest June. But you don't have to have graduated for us to give you admission. You can get admission before you graduate. So it's not a problem. Yeah, but usually most students are around March or April. They usually apply for the fall semester. And if you want to apply for the leadership scholarship, we need you to apply for the scholarship by May 1st. However, you don't have to get admission first for the leadership scholarship. You can apply without admission. It's fine.
About the leadership scholarship, if my students apply earlier, they
don't think there's any advantage to applying earlier. I mean, that's just the deadline, and I'll let you know when it opens up. But yeah, there's not really any advantage. Right. So after May 1st, that's when they start reviewing all the applications and going through the process. So for the leadership scholarship, there's two processes. I think you heard in the presentation. There's an online application, and then they narrow the students down to their top students, top picks. I don't know how many, but they get it a little bit smaller, and then that group will do an interview, like by Skype. So you'll set up a time to call on a video conference, and you will personally interview with someone at the university. It's not so scary, but it's just it's an opportunity for them to get to know you a little bit more, other than just your application. And then after the interview, then they select the students for the scholarships.
Is there any part-time job during the semester?
Very good question. Yes. So, according to the visa rules in the United States, you can work part-time. Part-time means 20 hours or below, but you can only work in the campus. You're only authorized to work in the campus, but we have lots of campus jobs around the university. I used to work in the fitness center. I used to just run the front desk, give somebody a basketball or something like that. And then my second job was working in the international office. And I was a student assistant for my current boss. So that's kind of, he's been my boss for a long time. As a student and now as a regular staff member. And so yeah, there are jobs in the international office, there are jobs in the library, computer lab, and so you can make some extra money while you're in the university. I recommend it. Sometimes students don't like to, in the first semester, like to work in the first semester because moving to another country is quite, it takes some time to get used to. It can be tough in the first semester just settling in, but after the first semester it's very doable to work and study at the same time. Just have to be very diligent to stay on top of your studies. Good, yeah.
Is it common that you say living in United States people's house?
Homestay? Is it common? Not really. And the reason why is, I mean, you can obviously do homestay. We don't have a homestay program per se. At our university, we don't offer that. And most students don't enjoy a homestay because when you stay in a homestay family, you have to follow their schedule. And so, like, maybe you need to go home, right, after class, but maybe their kids had something happen at school, so they had to go to school. So you have to wait at campus, wait for them to pick you up. And if you go out with friends, you have to schedule everything. Okay, I'm going to go out with friends, and they're going to bring me back, or you need to pick me up. And there's just so many different things that you have to organize. So honestly, the family buddy program I talked about really gives you the opportunity to meet the American family, but you don't have to live with them. And that gives you your freedom to be a college student and university student. Because you want to study late at night sometimes. That's what college students do. And so you want to go to the library late at night and stay. So it's good to stay in the dorms, honestly. And you can meet other friends. It's a little easier to meet friends that way. But you can. You don't have to live in the campus, and you can live in an apartment or homestay. Yeah, that's an option. But that's just my personal recommendation. Yeah.
So we're gonna use the dormitory. So in dormitory is where you can use the grades or international and native Americans are mixed, or only for international and native.
Good question. We don't have any specific dormitory for international students. So the students are mixed together. So sometimes if you have somebody you want to be a roommate with, if you know someone, you can put that in your application and you can be roommates with them. However, if you don't have anyone, they will just randomly assign you a person. Not randomly, actually. They do give you some test to talk about your habits, like I like to stay up late at night, or I like to wake up early in the morning, these kind of things. And they try to get people that have similar lifestyles so that it's not too much of a conflict. And most of our students have good roommates. However, there are some times when the roommates don't really match really well. It's always a possibility. But many times it's also become their best friends. So, but yeah, you can choose whatever you like. Just me personally, it's up to you. Some students like to room with American students, and some students like to room with Korean students. And I think both of those are suitable options. For me, when I first moved to Korea, my home was my time to get out of Korea. You know, every day I was in Korea, always in Korea. Everybody's speaking Korean, but when I come home, I can be kind of my American style, right? And so, although some students want to improve their English by having an American roommate, I also think that sometimes it's good to have something familiar to go home to, because it just helps you feel a little bit more comfortable. So that's just, again, my personal advice. I've had a lot of students who had great American roommates and they loved it. So, and they have there's also a possibility you may have a roommate with another person from another country, not America. So maybe a Chinese student or African student, European student, something like that. So it's also possible.
Okay.
Teacher has a question. Yeah.
My name is Josh Kim, and I'm the homeroom teacher of 11th grade.
Oh, great. Nice to meet you.
I've got two questions. First one is about, I have recently studied about the American STEM education atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
So is there any connection program in university that our students can learn between engineering things and other things all together and put together?
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is, I just heard about the international Christian group. They just have connection and communication all together.
Right.
So is there any idea or way for our students just get in touch with them? So real information from that is
Good.
good
Great.
for us.
Yeah, good questions. Thank you. I'll answer the first one for the STEM, S-T-E-M, which is, if you're not familiar, stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. And we just opened 2 days ago our very new STEM laboratory for students. I haven't got any pictures yet, but when I get some, I'll share them. And I heard it's really amazing. So yeah, we do offer that. And here's the great thing about STEM majors, is that currently with the US visa rules, if you want to get a job after you graduate and you are a non-STEM major, you can just do the OPT, is what it's called, OPT. It's just 1 year, right? So you can work for 1 year doing practical training, internship, getting a job. But if you're a STEM major, you get 3 years. 3 years you can actually work in the US. So there's a big advantage for that. And as far as connecting the STEM and other things, I'm not exactly sure. I don't want to give you the wrong information, but I do know they try to do some interdisciplinary things. And also, you can do minors at the university, so you can minor in something else. For example, if you want to study the hard sciences like engineering, but you want to get a minor in business to complement that, that's one option you can do as well. And also in the US, the way the curriculum works is that every student has to take what we call the core curriculum. And the core curriculum is just general education. So it doesn't matter what your major is. So even if you're an engineering major, you need to take a English class and some kind of humanities class something that may not be so fun. And also, if you're a humanities or an art major and you're very creative, you still need to take science and math. Just basic level, right? We're not talking difficult, but just the basic levels. And then the second question, the Christian club, yes. Yeah, that I can easily get you connected with that because my director is the person in charge of that. And so, actually my director is from Malaysia. So he's the second in charge in our office. He's from Malaysia. His father is a pastor in Malaysia. So he helps run that group. And honestly, there are also several other Christian groups in the campus. And many churches are very involved in our campus. So one church has a house near the campus, and every Sunday night they offer free dinner to international students. When I was at UCO, I was a part of a group called BCN, Baptist College Ministry, and every Wednesday night we held a thing called International Cafe. So we would have coffee and tea, and we would invite international students just to come and talk and chat. And that's where I met my friend from Taiwan. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I can easily get you connected with those groups. No problem at all. And many of them will be coming to the orientation. So we have orientation before the semester. Many of them come to the orientation, and they'll try to recruit you anyways. So yeah. Thank you for the questions.
더 없어요?
Thank you.
Which extracurricular activities scholarships?
The scholarships. Yeah, the scholarship is based off your extracurricular activities in high school. So in your school now. However, when you join the leadership scholarship, if you do get it, they do require you to be involved in some organizations in the campus. And I think it's just like two organizations, and then I think you need to do some volunteering. They require some volunteering hours as well. It's not too much work, but it is some work. You need to be involved and be helping to contribute to that. But as far as the activities go, you can choose any activity. So the International Christian Student Organization, if you're like have some officer affiliation in that club, you can count that as your extracurricular activities. Yeah, I did a lot of different things.